And that's Loop Blitzing 101, just not necessarily the setup people are using, but what can people expect to see when they get to higher levels? Pressure coming in.
Sure.
I mean, problems been Loop Blitzing, Sting Pinch Zone, Madden 02. Like, people send pressure from depth. People blitz from the linebacker position, comes in.
Sure.
It's a constant thing you see, but why is it
so
effective this year?
Give me the defensive stick and come out and gun spread. So there's two different loops that you're seeing. I mean, not different loops, but like you can pretty much get loop pressure from just about any formation. It takes, in my opinion, a lot of resources to get it to work pretty effectively. But what I like about this is the big time 2-3-6. If you remember in the past TWIMs, what was it, last week or the week before, we gave you this blitz right here, right? So this pressure comes off that right edge, snap of the ball, you go, you're going to scream off that edge, right? So now you have that blitz. You have the coverage audible from this. You can do it from cover 2, cover 3, 2-man, send it right, send it left, both ways, all the goodness, right?
Hey, go watch that video.
All the goodness.
YouTube.com/sgibbs.
Yeah.
YouTube.com/ZFarls. Either place, go watch that. Very important.
So off of that, you can take this to a loop where you're getting pressure from a linebacker. So what you would do here is you go cover 2, you can do 2-man, whatever you really want. So let's set it up the same way. Baseline press, pinch your linebackers, shift your line left, just like the other setup. In this instance, you crash your linebackers down, not out. And then when you blitz the linebacker, you take a look at where the blitz ankle's going.
Yes.
He's going to the left B gap. And now what you look at, when you really look at it, you have the outside linebacker going to tackle. You have the D tackle who's pushing towards the center and the guard. And then you have the right D tackle who's pushing towards the center and the guard as well. So what ends up happening, you got to get him in the right spot. If you get the right timing, the right speed with the linebacker, he'll blitz in through the B gap pretty effectively. It's more of a delayed style blitz. It's not edge. It's not an A gap. It's not anything crazy. But it's a good, consistent way to get depth from a spot that most people are really uncomfortable facing. So snap of the ball, you should see him. Sometimes the center will recover, but see how it's a little loop.
Tom Brady kind of fast, but yeah, he loops in.
Correct.
So you gotta keep an eye out because you're gonna see pressure like that, and it's delayed. It's not quite as spicy as edge pressure, but it does come in like from the B gap, so it can be a little bit spooky. But if you're setting it up where you're seeing it, you gotta remember like that guy's not gonna blitz straight down. The line's gonna crash one way. He's gonna funnel in, and that's kind of how it works.
Let's try it on the opposite side. See that sometimes it happens. Yeah. Sometimes it happens. There's some of them you'll see are better than others, and some are not. But if you're looking to pick that up, you would keep a halfback on that side.
One thing I find interesting, Gibbs, is in previous years' games, you would always almost look for a blitzer on a funny angle.
Yeah.
This year, instead of him going straight down, he goes to a gap.
Well,
but it's just delayed enough.
Well, take a look at this. Depending on your line crash, watch this. Line crash out, look where he goes.
Now you don't want that.
I don't want that. I don't want that. I want him to loop. So a line crash down, he attacks that left B gap. If I line crash out, like for setting up the edge pressure, his assignment now, because if you look at the assignments, you have the D end and the D tackle. They go at the left tackle and then the guard. And now when you blitz him, his is supposed to go at the center.
You would want this setup more so if you were going to blitz the slot.
Yes.
But since you're blitzing the loop, you want them in so that he goes there.
Right. So now snap of the ball, you think edge pressure. Uh-oh. Now it comes right there.
Nice.
Different change of pace.
You'll see top players do that. If you play weekend league, pro guys, they're going to run some loop blitzes, some pressure from depth. You still have all the tools at your disposal. You can slide protect to the left, LB right on the left on the right stick. You can
block the halfback.
Block the halfback.
ID him. Yeah.
You can ID the mic.
Go ahead.
Who is the looper? Block the halfback. Like that should potentially. Yeah.
It does. You block a halfback and the halfback stays and eats him. So it's not something like, oh, you can't pick it up. It's a change of pace. It comes from a very uncomfortable spot. The other good thing about the loopy blitz is you get a free momentum based blitzer who gets after the halfback. And what you saw here is what you see a lot of the times. I think he hurdled him. I think he did.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, he's probably not the.
So you see how it's still pressure. It forces you to roll. And I mean that's Lewis, and that takes account his pass blocking and how good he is. So. It's just a different way to get pressure. And what I really like about that blitz, right? What I really like about it is this. That's cover 2-man. Cover 2 man.
That's nice.
I can get good press on the outside. That will happen too.
Still gonna run away.
The guard will loop over to get it. So,
Gain's nice.
but you can. What's good is that you can run this edge pressure blitz, but you can then disguise behind it the loop behind it.
All right.
Which is cool.
Okay, so that's what you're going to see out there. Keep an eye out. Let us know if you have any questions. Make sure to follow, subscribe. We'll go back to more and more of those as the season goes along. Icon 3D in the chat is saying, start ID in the mic on run plays.
Yeah? Okay, let's try it.
We don't have time to
We
try
don't
it.
try it. We don't try it. Well,
We will come back next week.